Well, as we know, accidents happen all the time. And in the moment, how do you react and respond? Our Kimberly Kravitz sits in on a class where you can learn how to save lives within seconds.
Yeah, so they say an acceptable time for emergency vehicles to come to a scene would be about 15 minutes. So imagine having to help someone with their wound or your own wounds for about 15 minutes. And someone who can walk us through this process is Gary Monteleone, aka the Tactical Unicorn RN. And thank you so much for taking us through this course. So we've already been through one tip. Show us the next tip that we may want to know if we enter a situation.
So one big thing that you can do, especially to injuries to extremities, so that would be from the shoulder down to your fingers or your hips down to your toes, is the application of a tourniquet. So I'll give you that.
So we'll do it together?
Yes, we will. So depending on how your tourniquet is staged, you just open it up.
Open it up.
And generally speaking, this would be big enough to get around a limb. So
and that's what we have here.
That's what we have here.
So we're going to have about 4 inches from the wound, you said, right?
Yes, between 2 to 3 inches above the wound.
And keep the workspace in the front.
Yes, so your workspace would be with the tourniquet and the C-clamp.
So we want to get this clamped as tight as possible.
Yep, so you want to get the Velcro.
Yep.
And
we just peel it back as tight as possible, right?
Absolutely.
And again, I'm a newbie, but I think I'm getting the idea. So now that we have that in place, we're going to take the tourniquet and spin as hard as possible.
Yeah, so this is called the windlass. So you're going to take that out of the C-clamp.
Okay, so it's out of here, and then we're spinning to the right.
You can spin right or left, whichever you're comfortable with.
And then we're going to just put some muscle into it?
Absolutely, and the only time you would stop turning is if you could no longer turn the windlass any longer.
I think that's it. So we're going to place it inside here.
Yep.
And then we're going to make sure that's secure.
Yeah, so if you turn it to the right, you're going to place it at the C-clamp to the left.
This one here?
Yes, just like that.
Great. And maybe for all of you who may be familiar with this, there's a timestamp here, and then we go ahead and we place it over just like so. And then we would take a Sharpie or a pen to write exactly what time it is.
Yes, because you don't want the tourniquet on for any more than 2 hours, because that can cause permanent damage if you're not in emergency services right away.
And then a little tip, if you don't have a tourniquet laying around your vehicle, we go ahead.
And you can use an improvised tourniquet.
And use a tie.
So, you know, if you're working in the city, you're in a suit and tie, you can just take a tie.
You could use me as a model.
And you can take a pen or any other hard object, a straight object, as a windlass. You would simply just interlace like so, and then go over the top. I'm not going to be rude because tourniquets do hurt. So I'm just going to overlap that. And
I can see how it's comparable.
And then I'll just give you a little bit of a oomph just so you feel it. And you're going to turn this windlass the same way you would there, and only stop if the bleeding stops, or you can no longer turn the windlass.
Also helpful to know, Gary. Thank you so much. And be sure to stick with us here at News 12. We'll have the full story for you at 10 o'clock. And for those who are interested in the first Stop the Bleed, that will take place here in Monroe at the Recoil Gun Range.
Yes.
6 o'clock tomorrow. So be sure to stick with us. In Monroe, Kimberly Kravitz, News 12, New Jersey.